Mr. Balderas, this is your petition, so the court will turn the floor over to you.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor. Edward Balderas for the Office of Attorney General. The state calls Miss Amber Roblist. Miss Roblist, can you, there you go. With regard to this case, you have two children with Mr. Mesquita, is that right? Julian and Analea?
Yes.
Okay. The state has an acknowledgement of paternity on file for the child Julian, but for Analea, we went ahead and did some DNA testing. And for her and Mr. Roblist. Do you recall doing that?
Yes.
And do you know what the results are for the test between Analea and Mr. Mesquita?
They came back positive.
That's right. And we will include that, a copy of that DNA results to the court order. And so with that, Ms. Roblist, the state is going to ask the court to find that the parent-child relationship was established between Mr. Diego Omar A. Mesquita and the child Analea Yadira A. Mesquita. Are you in agreement to do that, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go ahead and talk about a few things with regard to the children. But I think the first thing I want to ask you about is, do you know why Mr. Mesquita is currently incarcerated?
This time around, he went on a high-speed chase, and it was two charges of assault on a public servant. He was already currently on probation, so it was violation of probation as well as those charges that he got now.
And is that why he's currently in the Wilson County Jail?
Yes, whenever he got arrested, it was for the high-speed chase, and he just got sentenced for the charge that he was on probation for.
What charge was that?
It was I'm trying to think off the top of my head. It was assault. I don't believe it was causing bodily injury, but he had shot in a gun in the direction of somebody else. This was back in 2018. I can't think of the whole charge off of the top of my head. But they gave him 5 years now.
Okay. And so does Mr. Mesquita currently know where you live?
No.
If he did know where you live, do you think that would cause you harassment, abuse, or harm?
Yes, because he has shown up to my previous home where I was staying at, and there was an incident where he did shoot at my vehicle. Cops got called. It was a big old situation.
Did he shot at your vehicle with a gun?
Yes, there was 3 or 4 bullets in my car.
Did he get arrested for that?
No, I called the cops. He took off. I stated to the cops that it was him, and Floresville PD had to drop the charges because I was not physically standing outside when it happened.
But you think it was him?
Yeah, it was within a minute of me seeing him at my door to me going inside to check on my kids, yes.
Okay. And so for that reason, are you asking that your address not be disclosed in this court order?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have safety concerns when it comes to Mr. Mesquita and yourself?
Yes, I've tried to get I believe it's a restraining order, but they would not go through with it because of that charge being dropped.
Does he have your phone number?
No, I had to get my phone number changed because he was calling me constantly from the jail now.
Okay. Do you want the court to order that the two of you communicate by way of app close, the co-parenting app, instead of exchanging phone numbers?
Yes.
Okay. With regard to Julian and Analea, when's the last time he saw them?
It's probably been, I believe the last time he saw them was on his birthday and Father's Day. That was the last time that he had seen them.
How long ago was that?
In 2024, this previous year.
Okay. In this particular case, are you asking that the court order visitation to take place on every first, third, and fifth Sunday at the McDonald's restaurant located in Floresville, Texas?
Yes, as of right now, yes, until I guess when he does get out to see how far up in age the kids have gone. And then we will try to communicate from there to see if there's somewhere else that they would possibly, or we could possibly meet at.
Okay. So with regard to this case, you don't know when he's going to be released from incarceration. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
the charge that he had received in 2018, from what his sister had told me, he signed on 5 years, but that's not including the charges that he's caught since.
Right. Okay. Okay. So then the visitation from on every first, third, and fifth Sunday from 1 to 5 p.m. with the location being at the McDonald's restaurant, that would go into effect. Are you asking the court to order that go into effect after he gets released from incarceration?
Yes.
Are you also wanting her to order that he give you 24 hours advance notice by way of the app close application?
Yes.
At least 24 hours prior to each visit so that you have the children there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Um, do you want the court to order that these visits be supervised by you or a competent adult that you choose?
Yes.
Okay. And do you think that's in the best interest of the children?
I do, just because at this point I do not know what he's capable of. So I feel like at least if I was there or they were supervised visits, I'd feel safer in regards with the kids.
How do the children view their father?
So my youngest, she really doesn't know. She's 4. She really doesn't know, what's going on. She just kind of knows that dad's not here. With my oldest, he can sit there and tell you that his dad is not a good person, that his dad has been in jail, his dad has had guns, you name it. He's 6. I thought he was young enough to not really process what was going on, but he was old enough to sit here and tell me, Mom, do you remember the time that the cop showed up at the house because of dad? So he knows.
Okay. We kind of talked about visitation first, but when it comes to conservatorship and the rights and duties that parents have with their child, are their children, are you asking that you be appointed as the primary conservator of both children, of both Julian and Analea?
Yes.
Okay. And because Mr. Mesquita is their father, he would have some rights and duties as well as a possessory conservator, including talking to you about the children before any major decision is made in their life. Do you understand that?
Yes.
But if he's going to confer with you, you prefer it to be through app close.
Yes.
Okay. He would have the power to talk to teachers or doctors that the children have. He would have access to school records and medical records. He can consent to health care. Well, I guess I would call it standard health care. And he could also consent to invasive medical procedures as well as if it was an emergency. Do you understand all of those things?
Yes.
Okay. Um, do you think that appointing you as the primary managing conservator and him as the possessory conservator are in the best interest of the children?
Yes.
When it comes to child support, the state is asking to set child support at 0 because of his incarcerated status for that's going to be over 90 days. Do you have any objection to that, ma'am?
No.
When it comes to medical support, how are the children covered for health care?
Right now they are on Medicaid.
And the state is going to ask that the medical support be set at 0 as well, again, because of his incarcerated status. Do you have any objection to that?
No.
Okay. How long have you been separated?
Oh, I don't even know. It was it's been over 6 months. I know that for sure, but it was probably right under a year. I can't think off the top of my head how long exactly.
Okay. You don't remember which month the two of you separated? Do you remember which year it was?
It was when he got out this last time, which was in December of 2023. We did, I swore left and right that he went to jail. He'll come back and he'll be great. And that just was not the case. Previously to that, we weren't together for about a year. We were only together for like a couple months of him being out. before he figured out how to play the system and started drinking and doing drugs again. So then I left him.
Okay.
But to the dot, I do not know the month.
Okay, but you think it was 6 months?
It was over 6 months, yes.
It was over 6 months? Was it less than 9 months?
It was probably right around 9 months. So I would say, I guess, 9 months.
9 months. Okay. Are you asking for any retroactive child support in this case?
What would that be? I'm sorry.
That would be back child support from when y'all separated.
If possible, yes, just because I did not get, very much help within the 6 years of Julian's life, regardless. So, I mean, if it's possible, yes.
Okay. Based on a minimum wage presumption for Mr. Mesquita, I calculate that back child support would have been $2,088. Are you asking for that amount for him to pay back to you for the support of the children?
Yes.
Okay. The state would ask that that be paid out at a rate of $100 per month beginning April 1st, 2025, until he's paid it all off, if the court
Okay.
were to grant that judgment against him.
Okay.
Okay, then we talked about non-disclosure. There's some court costs associated in this case. The state is asking that Mr. Mesquita be the one responsible for those court costs, if anybody. Are you in agreement with that, Ms. Roblist?
Yes.
Okay. All right, then I think we've talked about the paternity, the conservatorship, the visitation, the child support. Do you have any, and also the non-disclosure, do you have any questions about anything that we're doing here today?
So I do understand, like, whenever it comes to the school, he does, like, he can, with the teachers and stuff like that. Would he be able to pull them out of school or anything like that in that sense?
No, it
Okay.
depends on the school and who their person that registers them for school, what you would allow to
Okay.
the school to do. But I don't think so. I think it would be you or whoever you allow to do so.
Okay. That was my only question or concern.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, then I'll go ahead and pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, I don't have any questions for Ms. Robles at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you like me to summarize the state's request, Your Honor?
Sure.
Yes, Your Honor. The state's asking that Ms. Robles be appointed as the managing conservator, Mr. Mesquita as the possessory conservator, that the parent-child relationship be established between Mr. Mesquita and the child Analea Mesquita, that the visitation be on every first, third, and fifth Sunday from 1 to 5 p.m. at the McDonald's location in Floresville, Texas, with the caveat that Mr. Mesquita is required to give Ms. Robles 24 hours advance notice prior to each visit, or that visit would be forfeit, and he'll have to wait for the next visit to occur before trying again. The state is also asking that that begin after he gets released from incarceration, that the parents be ordered to use the AppClose co-parenting application, that Ms. Robles's information not be disclosed due to Mr. Mesquita's past behavior and the possibility of harm, harassment, or abuse to Ms. Robles. The state is asking for child support to be set at 0, medical support to be set at 0 because of Mr. Mesquita's incarcerated status, and also that a judgment of $2,088 be taken against him with regard to retroactive support to be paid out at a rate of $100 per month beginning April 1, 2025, understanding that his current incarceration will probably prevent him from doing so until he gets released at the earliest. There are court costs in this case, Your Honor. The state would ask that Mr. Mesquita be the one responsible for those costs. However, if the court wanted to waive those due to his incarcerated status, the state would have no objection.
Okay, is the state asking for a family violence finding or just the non-disclosure?
Your Honor, I think I did not think about that, Your Honor, but I guess I'd want more clarification from Ms. Robles. Ms. Robles, this incident where he fired a gun at your car, when did that occur?
It was in, I believe it was either at the beginning of 2024 or right at the end of 2023. I can't even think of the date off the top of my head. Let me see. I mean, I think I have a picture of the police report.
That's okay, Ms. Robles. Was it
Okay.
before y'all got back together and split up again?
Yeah, it was, yes.
Okay.
It was before he had went to jail this previous time.
Okay. In that case, Your Honor, the state's not asking for a finding of family violence, but we are asking for a non-disclosure.
Okay. All right, so the court finds all requested relief is appropriate and in the best interest of the children on the case. Therefore, all said relief is hereby granted, effective today. Mr. Balderas has 7 days to get the order draft submitted to me electronically. Ms. Robles, you'll have an opportunity to review and sign it, but if you have not signed it by next Monday, I will sign with or without your signature as long as the order matches up with my notes for today's proceeding. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and also, Ms. Robles, once we adjourn, if you decide you're not happy with this order or any of the terms in it, you have 3 days in which you may file a request for trial de novo with the district clerk. And that would be asking another judge to hear your case all over again, okay?
Okay.
All right, so with that, we will go ahead and adjourn. And Ms. Robles, I think you're free to log off of Zoom. Just keep an eye on your email inbox